junior team tennis, I think, is one of the most important programs that we have in USTA South Carolina, because, you know, we're losing so many junior players to team sports, whether it be soccer or baseball or lacrosse or whatever it is. And those are all great things, don't get me wrong. But it's always been such an individualized sport. So I think junior team tennis is a great way to get kids involved and still have that team atmosphere. And obviously, you know about that and you're passionate about it. So your work is just exemplary for what you're doing with JTT. And I can't tell you how important it is to the future of tennis in South Carolina. So congratulations, and I'm so pleased to present you the Junior Team Tennis Volunteer of the Year Award for 2020 on behalf of USTA South Carolina.
Yes. Wonderful, thank you so much. I'm very honored, surprised, excited, and completely agree with everything you just said. I think it's a great format that really helps encourage, especially the younger children, to get involved when what they really want to do is hang out with their friends, and this makes it a lot easier rather than it just being on their own on the court.
Great. Well, tell me, what does it mean to you to receive this award?
Well, as I said, quite surprised. You know, I do this for the love of the game and also for my son, who I obviously love, and his friends, because I've always wanted to instill in them a love of the sport that I've had most of my life. And it's a tough game for young kids. It's a difficult game to learn, and then it's a difficult game mentally when you're playing out there on your own. And the team element of JTT just really helps, I think, encourage children to embrace the sport, and also brings them into the love of doubles earlier on too, which I think is really key, because that's probably the sport the form of tennis they're going to end up playing most of their lives anyway. So I, you know, for me, just the recognition is a huge honor. But the most important thing for me, I think, is the recognition of JTT itself. I think it's such an important program, and I really hope it continues to flourish.
Yes, ma'am. How did you get your start in tennis? What's your tennis background?
Well, it's a bit convoluted. It took me a while to come to a huge love. I started out despising tennis because I lived in England, and the only thing that would be on TV in the summer on the four channels we had was Wimbledon, and I couldn't watch any TV shows. It was like just Wimbledon all the time. So this was when I was, you know, 8 or 9. But then when I moved to the States, I just missed England a lot and started to watch Wimbledon and fell in love. I was like, oh, I missed this all my childhood, and now I'm not there. I can't watch it anymore. I can't be there, but I can watch it on TV. And then this was in my early 20s, and from there it just ignited a passion. And then when I had my own children, pretty much as soon as they could hold the tennis racket, we started playing tennis. My son, who is 12 now, started playing when he was 3. So I've loved the sport ever since. Follow all the professional matches. I love to watch all the Grand Slams and the tournaments. I volunteer at the Volvo Car Open here in Charleston.
Right.
And my son's a ball boy there. And I love to play. I'm not the best player in the world, but I'm very enthusiastic.
Well, so when you say you got started in your 20s, what did that look like? Did you start in a league, or what was your path?
So I actually lived in Idaho then, Sun Valley, Idaho. And so we had a very short tennis playing window because there's a lot of snow on the ground. But as soon as the snow cleared, my son and I actually would go down to the local courts, and we had lessons with a local pro there. It wasn't a USTA situation at that stage, but then we moved to Charleston, South Carolina. And I actually first got involved through my son's school, and started coaching his school team at a local club here, Maybank Tennis Club, which is a city-run program. And that's where I discovered JTT and started working with kids there when my son was 7. And my son is almost 13. So I guess it's been almost 6 years that I've been working with JTT.
Fabulous. So is your son playing anything other than JTT? Is he really a spouse tennis, and does he have the love of the game that you do?
He does, yes. Actually, this year we made the decision to focus entirely on tennis for his sports. He, for many years, played soccer and other sports as well,
Right.
and loved them and enjoyed them. But this year decided we were going to give tennis sort of our full focus. I think in part because he was very inspired when he volunteered as a ball boy at the Volvo Car Open.
Oh, yeah.
It really kind of opened his eyes to the sport on a different level, which, you know, again, as we said, at a young age, tennis seems a little inaccessible. It can seem a little inaccessible and like a solitary sport, but seeing it at the Volvo Car Open, I think it really gave him a lot of inspiration. And in fact, we have a JTT match in about 2 hours, so we'll be out on the courts. And also, between me and him, we've encouraged a lot of his friends to join. So we have many of his friends who also play other sports are on our JTT team. But my son also does USTA tournaments and plays for his school too.
Oh, good. Well, that's great. So we've seen the Maybank Islanders. They've been to state and they've been to sectionals. Are you were on that team? I take it. And
yeah. So my
special memories you'd like to share?
Oh yeah. So my son, I think, has been to states 3 times now. And then the 1 year we made it to sectionals, and that really was quite an experience.
I bet.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We did not have a lot of wins, but we really had a lot of fun.
Where was that? In Mobile?
It was in Rome.
Rome, Georgia. Yeah.
Which is a beautiful campus, the tennis center there. Yeah. And we were very impressed by the whole organization and the show that they put on there. It was wonderful. We were very disappointed that there was obviously no states this year, but we still worked. We did some very obviously tennis is a great socially distant sport, so we did manage to keep playing a sort of varied form of JTT this summer, which was a lot of fun. And yeah, I think one of the great things about going to states is it gives that element that's lacking from JTT in the season that many other team sports have, which is going on a road trip, going as a team to an event and participating. And I have some great photos of our team there that quite often sort of show up in my memories feeds. And, you know, the whole team in the swimming pool playing Marco Polo, and the whole team, you know, at a restaurant after a match, and that camaraderie that is so much a part of JTT, I think, really is wonderful to reflect back on, and hope for many more opportunities to do that in the future.
Absolutely. Well, please share some of those photos with Emily, and we'd love to promote them on social media. And we're trying to build our social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the like. So if you could follow us, USTA South Carolina, and we'd love to post some of those for you.
For sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm following you, so I'll make sure to send those on to Emily.
Right.
Yeah, we I know they always do great sort of scavenger hunts at the states events, which are really fun, and again helps us remember to take some of those photos so that we have those memories. And we've had different faces on our teams over the years. Some who've stayed and some who've moved on to focus on other sports. But I always like to think that having had the experience with JTT, even if it was just for a season or two, that they've taken away some good memories of tennis.
Good deal. Well, Jennifer, is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, I would just love to say a big thank you to Tony Young, who is the head pro at Maybank Tennis Center, and she has really been the driving force behind my involvement in JTT and helping recruit players and keeping the program going there, along, of course, with April Gift's amazing organization. Without her, we just obviously wouldn't be here. But Coach Tony, she's the tennis brains behind our JTT team. I'm very much the organizational driving force. But Tony and all the coaches at Maybank who help inspire the kids and keep them excited about what can be a tough game sometimes, and can be hard on 11 and 12-year-olds when they lose, but then so exciting when they win. so exciting. Actually, I have to say, and I know it's about my son, so I feel like I feel a little unfair saying this, but my son won at his first states. He won the sportsmanship award.
Oh, fabulous.
And Coach Tony made a really big point to single out to the whole team how that really is one of the most important awards. And it really is. And it's something that we've tried to instill throughout working with the kids at JTT, how important that is to good sportsmanship. And so that's probably one of my proudest moments.
Good for you. That is fabulous. And again, you are the embodiment of everything that we've strived for in tennis. And without you, I mean, the Maybach Islanders might not even made it to state. So thank you so much for all that you do, and just keep pushing tennis. And we just certainly appreciate your passion, your dedication, and your commitment to JTT. Yes,
well, I really appreciate you guys for helping keeping the program around and promoting it as well as you do. And I hope, as you say, I hope we can continue. My daughter's coming up. She's 9, so okay. I'm going to keep going for a few more years yet.
Good. Well, our goal is to have tennis next year, full steam. I mean, sectionals, state, the whole 9 yards. So you can get your son's team back, and then your daughter's team to state as well.
Well, that would be a lot of fun. We'd be excited.